You guys know I love CDs. I started my audiophile journey by collecting CDs. It is still my favorite way to listen to music. Maybe not the most convenient, but the one it speaks most to my soul. Even one of my first reviews on this channel was a Denon CD player. I love that little guy so much, and I'm sad to think about it, as it is not anymore in my collection. And I tried few CD transports and CD players in my day, and something I said in my previous reviews is that I feel like CD players are stagnating a lot. Like nothing much new, not much revolutions in internal construction, and are always neglected by manufacturers. And I recommend that you guys look at my comparison between streamers, CD players and turntables I did. I explained all the benefits of owning every device. I will leave the link in my comments as I think it is one of my better reviews and you might enjoy watching it. There has been quite an interesting two new CD transports, with Arkham CD5 transport and Roxanne Atessa CD transport, which are cheap and would love to hear it in the future somehow, as they feel like they gave a lot of technology in a small price. But then I saw SMSL PL200 and SMSL PL200t, and the more I read about it, the more I started to be fascinated about this device. And it dawned to me that this is how new, modern CD player transports should look and behave. They're very versatile, they're allowing a lot of adjustments and flexibility. They also look really nice and they're not that big. They have this amazing top loader also. And they're built from a really good quality materials. I should really test this. I really should, and finally, after a lot of waiting to receive one, I have it. And it is everything you want in a transport. Let's first start with build quality. This is a very sturdy aluminum device, and design language is updated design language of SMSL. It follows modern rebrand of SMSL through language of silver color and have these oval patterns. It is like SMSL PA200, which is a stereo amp, and D200, which is a DAC. So this makes the whole family of device that can stack pretty easily. And that is 1,200 euros of pure sonic entertainment system. I guess add streamer and you're ready for all earthly sonic pleasures. And they are not a big devices. Again, SMSL kills it with putting a lot of technology in their aluminum boxes. But also, there are more expensive D400 line of devices that follow the same language and is yet to have all devices released that can stack. Let's return to CD player, and a question for you. Do you like 80s? Do you like boomboxes? Oh, you're going to love the tactile feel and sound and look of buttons on this player. I also love them so much. One vanity thing from my side that I could not wait to have is this top loader. I love to watch CDs spin and in that way showing the interaction between player and listener. I think I can stand and watch it for a long time just to simply watch it. But there is also one more thing. In theory, top loaders are the best choices between slide-in, tray and top loading mechanism. As they have a weight, this is the first thing you put on CD when you close it. Pressing on CDs, there is a less chance of resonances and having a less moving parts, they're less prone to mechanical faults and current interference. But there are some cons, with dust and exposure to external elements might damage the laser, which can be an issue in a long run. But all of that beautiful thing aside, the best thing is what is happening in the back of this device. This is where this CD transport is the future. It has so much flexibility that even my 1,200 euros transports cannot even come close. One thing I have to commend SMSL is that they try to bring ES-EBU back in fashion, as I think it is the best way to connect your CD transport. I recommend, if you plan to buy this transport, to invest in DAC that have ES-EBU and of course in that cable. It is very similar as XLR, so if you're deep into that, like for example me, you'll worship this cable and this way to connect your transport. But there's also a usual suspect of I2S, which will help you if you want to use this transport as a conductor between a musical hub like PC and to transfer some DSDs or high bitrate flags. As to properly transfer it, you need connections like I2S, as it is able to truly hold the bandwidth of all of that files together. There's also coaxial and optical, and also something really great, a 5V power supply in, which allows you, if you have a linear power supply up to 5 watts, you can actually enhance the sound of this player. Not that internal power supply is bad inside this device, but that you might have better, and it does bring tangible results on your sound if you have. It truly does. The screen is great also, in that sense that it is small, but the numbers are big, which are the most important things. So yeah, they are really easy to be seen. It's good for blind bats like me, who only hears enhanced sonics, but not so much in the sharpness of real-life images. It also, they will allow you to choose impedance levels, to program a little bit I2S, and to show you what format you're decoding with this transport. It's good if you connect outside sources to see the real picture of your files you're playing. And to not forget a great point, this is also an MQA decoder transport, which means it can play MQA discs. I love them, I love MQA discs, and I'm so happy and proud of our Japanese brethren for keeping this format alive. There are quite a nice selection of it on eBay and at some second-hand shops around town. Now, I have to mention there is no Super CD reader here, but only an MQA CD only, which will probably require you an MQA decoder deck as well to fully work. So what is an MQA CD? It is an MQA coded files that are on CDs that are folded to fit on your typical Redbook 16-bit CD. But this transport will try 3 times unfolded until you can have 24-bit music sent to your DAC. It is a future of CDs and hopefully will have more traction than Super CDs, which are becoming rarer and rarer by the day. And this is a regular CD that can fit in all players. It's not like Super CD, which will always require a special player to work, and that is a huge benefit of MQA CDs. It's just an amazing build quality and versatility and just literally everything you need in a transport. It is how every future CD player should look and behave, or it will be stuck in the past. I love this and I want more and more of players like this. But now, let's go to the meat of this review, the sound. And my god, the sound is great. Did I mention that this is a 500 euros transport? This is a dangerous, it brings tremendous value in this price range, easily challenging top tier competitors. I used cheap CD Pro-Ject Box C, and I used my trusty flagship Audiolab 9000 CDT. So player cheaper and player more expensive than this one. I also used Vim Pro and Bluesound Node Icon as a transports just for additional measurements. And beside Audiolab, this transport goes toe to toe or even better than everyone I mentioned here. And yes, it's 500 euros only. And Audiolab is almost 700 euros more expensive than this device, so it should sound better. And it did sound more dynamically richer, and soundstage is a little bit better, therefore as it opened a bit more in both sides. But that is it. I feel only like side by side with these two devices that I felt that one is better than other. In reality, if you listen just one or just listen another, it's really hard to tell a difference. but it certainly was not 700 euros better. Yeah, if you want better sonics, go with Audiolab. It will truly allow your songs to open more, and that is getting more and more noticeable as I added more expensive gear in the mix. You can pick a bit more instruments in soundstage, their textures, details, etc. But it is also a bigger device, and it is only bigger because it has to stack with Audiolab 9000 other devices. Inside is pretty empty. If you have like a really expensive DAX at your disposal, then yeah, maybe Audiolab is more future-proof than SMSL. The sound signature of SMSL is flat, and it should be, to be honest. Let amps, DACs, speakers color. What I need from transport is clarity, amount of details extracted. Those information, how well it is organized to help all my other gear properly to expand and develop sound. But stability, focus, and authority of detail it was extracting was great. It has a clear purpose into being very great on an entire dynamic scale, showing and presenting details from up and down. And SMSL does a fantastic job in extracting those details. And on soundstage, I can hear drums, percussions and cymbals and hi-hats expanding and decaying without losing its composures. It's easily to follow transients. The same thing with bass, give that tenor, baritone and bass guitar was clear and present enough to have a distinct lane and incursion. I loved listening everything with large dynamics with this CD transport because it did allow them to expand the soundstage greatly. The music have this firm, very presence and authoritative quality to it. I think it is important how you pair this with DAC and what the final result will be. The reason I say this is that if you like SMSL sound, a bit more leaner and upbeat, you should go with more AKM DACs. And if you want more clarity, especially around mids for the vocals to blossom, go more with ESS DACs. The two DACs I recommend are SMSL D400 Pro and SMSL Raw Pro DAC 1. I know they're a little bit more expensive, but you're set for life with these DACs and this transport. As the sound will have synergized components of both devices, it will create some nice cocktail of sounds. And I say this mostly as SMSL as transport is great, but it is balanced and transparent with a great dynamics. For that more character or special sound, it needs proper synergizing to give it more push in one direction or other, as I know it will do it that way. It will open even more and there will be even more details. I always prefer SMSL to be on a more punchy side, but some might like it more clear and more open mids, etc. If you want more weight, just get amp and speakers that provide warmth. This player will certainly allow it to expand even in bottom frequencies. It is you as an audiophile who will dictate that, and this transport as a raw material will do its damn job to impress you with extraction, organization and enhancement. The conclusion to all this is that I am really happy with this transport, and I truly believe this is a future of CD player transports. This is an amazing device that costs 500 euros that extracts and orchestrates your file with a lot of details, separation and command, allowing your other gear like DACs, amps and speakers to add a bit more flourish and flavor to them. And you will have a capable gear with an amazing sound that outsmarts and outpaces many other players, will that be streamers or CD players by a long shot. I personally enjoy the sound of this to many streamers, and I'm speaking in price range of 1000 like euros plus, a little bit plus. And this is because the sale of CD players have been hampered in recent time. Companies have to put all their best technologies and knowledge for less money to bring people in. They're giving us more for less. And that is what makes this so interesting to me. By listening to this transport, it really invigorated my love for CDs again. I love to watch the CD spin. I love that it is not big. I love that it works superbly well when integrated with other gear and correct DACs. There's a bunch of inputs and versatility in exploring bigger and better audiophile files. The sound was really great to audiophile ears, as it was not trying to show off, but it was trying to do everything great and make a great base for other gears that can work upon. Just an amazing value, an amazing gear this is. I love it so much, and I think you will too, as a CD player, as a MQA player, or as just a hub to connect it to your PC to play all the variety of big audio files like DSD, etc. This is a great recommendation on my side. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this content, please consider liking and subscribing. All the best, keep daydreaming, and see you soon. Bye.